Sully, thanks to you making that comment about Whitaker's chocolate. I don't have Whitaker's, so I'm gonna go with the next best thing that I have, which is Kit Kat, mint and dark chocolate. So I'm gonna go with that.
Brand 212 is now following.
Mint is not disgusting. Yes, Tasmanian mint Kit Kat. It's the next best thing I have, so it is what it is. Okay, I need to set up the list full. There we go. Great. So this is So Mad Aboats. Let's go ahead and let him know I'm covering his game. Alright. So, Brand, yeah, you can send me whatever replays you want. Thank you very much for the follow, by the way. Okay. So, what do you guys want me to touch on first? You guys had two topics up here that you wanted me to talk about. Hey, Not Scared Really! Thank you for the sub, dude. With Prime Gaming. Awesome.
Not Scared Really just subscribed.
Lone Wolf, why do you have to sit through 7 ads for my channel? So ads build up a pre-roll so that it prevents other people from coming in to have to watch ads. You know, when you click on Twitch and then you go pop in and then you have to like watch a 30-second or 60-second ad just to be able to watch what somebody's doing. So that's why we run the ad break. Plus, I mean, I'm going to the bathroom. What are you gonna see other than an empty chair anyway? So that's the idea, at least. Okay. And ads do generate a little bit of revenue for me. Not too much, but it helps. Every little bit's nice. We do have a giveaway up, I think. I don't know. Okay, what do you guys want me to talk about first? We have the skill rework and tier 6 clan battles with 2 carriers. Which of those two would you like? Yes, of course I wash my hands, Schmeckles. There's a reason why, you know, it takes me a little bit. And bathroom's right over there, so it's not too bad, but... Ah, okay. Cool. Well, I'm glad you came from the forums. That's awesome. Oh, dev blog. I have to pull up the dev blog. Not the changes to test ships. Changes... There it is, right there. So, when we have epic replays going, those epic replays are basically set to play in the background while we talk about whatever people want to discuss in the game. So I'm just popping these two things together. No, Brand, you submit your replays to my Discord, and then I add them to my list and stuff like that. Alright, let me go to studio mode for a second, because I need to find my browser window, and I need to grab this. There we go. Okay. So, let's take a look at let's talk about the commander rework, because I think this is going to be a bit... he's moving now. But we're not going to see too much, actually, of the replay. Let me pause that replay, then. So let's go through our changes to commander skills, shall we?
Hello.
Hey. Okay. So... we see a whole bunch of different skills that are being set to change. Moving on, and of course, this is all preliminary and can be changed during testing, etc., etc., etc. And also note that I guess they're going to also add submarines in 10.7. Now we're on 10.5, 10.6 drops. God, is it next week? So, you know, we're about a month and a little bit off. So, yeah, anybody's welcome to come hang for Zath Chat when we talk about this kind of stuff. It's not a problem. 1 minute left for Stream Raiders, guys, and then what we'll probably do, we'll have to get through some of the Zath Chat first. Commander rework scary again? Yeah. So now the nice thing about, I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit. One of the nice things about the Commander rework is that they did say that when they do the big major skills, there should be a global reset. Now, hopefully, and to me, this is more important than all the skills in general, okay? To me, the important thing is that, you know, we get the ability to reset our captains, and I'm really hoping that they do what they did last time, which is put in a reset through the website that automatically redistributes for everybody. Okay? Like, that's important. So now let's take a look at some of these skills. So we've got Pyrotechnician for battleship skill. This is a 15% to the fragmentation damage area of main battery and secondary shells, as well as HE rockets and bombs when firing at submarines. When firing at submarines. So that to me is probably not that big of a deal. I don't feel like that's something to get too excited about. Fragmentation damage area, if you watch the How Stuff Works videos from Wargaming that they put out, fragmentation damage is that big box or square that pops up with damage from a hit. So it damages a greater area. It's basically designed so that if you shoot at a submarine, you can hit stuff, you know. That's all.
You don't need to hit the tiny submarine directly, basically.
Right, exactly. It just makes it easier to hit that stuff. Hi, Grunty.
I said hi already. You said hi back.
When was that?
Like a minute ago?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm saying hi again then. I don't know.
Hi again.
Maybe I said hi to you in the chat, but I don't remember you actually being here in voice. But
You're not great at paying attention today, huh?
I guess. I don't know. The skill is replaced with Brisk. So, okay. So now Brisk moves to a 2-point skill. Brisk is not a bad idea. At 2 points, that might make it more sexy to take out on your battleships. But what are you gonna give up for that?
Wannabe totally _
You
potato
replace
is
the
now
consumable
following.
enhance. Oh, you mean what you give up in order to take that skill?
Yeah, wanna be totally potato. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Like,
I think what you can do now is, if we look at the changes further down the line, I think you could get away with like just taking 2 tier 4 skills and picking up more tier 2 skills. So you actually, it's a situational skill. Like you don't want to take this on every ship. Like you're probably not gonna take this on a Yamato. Like it's still the same thing. Brisk was good at French battleships and maybe something like a Georgia, and that's where it's still good, but it is cheaper for them to take now. So I like this change a lot, especially since consumable enhancement is a pretty bad skill for most battleships, and I don't think I would have ever taken that skill on any battleship.
right.
So replacing something that is completely useless with something that is at least situational useful is good.
Yep. Okay. And then Vigilance now, adding 7% to torpedo protection is kind of nice.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Like, it's another good 2-point skill to take maybe now. So you could sacrifice 1 4-pointer, take 2 2-pointers.
Right. AA Gunner. Added a bonus 10% damage caused by depth charges. So we are good at shooting planes, but we also do better damage against subs.
That is just here because that skill is available for every class. Like battleships don't have depth charges. So it's just because that skill is there for every single class. Every single class gets that 10% added damage to death charges.
That makes sense. So in other words, they just copy pasta everything.
Pretty much. It's the same with Pyrotechnician. It's available for every class, and it's the same thing as we just talked about.
Yep. Ship consumables reload faster, 5%. When ship's anti-air is active. It's interesting, but the problem is, I mean, when anti-air is active. Okay, so Dutch cruisers are coming out, so now there's more planes that are going to drop, so more anti-air usage, plus the hybrids. I don't know if it's still going to be... I mean, 5% faster is kind of a meh, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think you get much out of it because, like, it's not 5% permanent. It's only while the AA is firing. And how long is your AA firing, right?
Right.
So if it's firing, let's say, for 20 seconds, and for 20 seconds you get 5% fast reload. So if your consumable usually takes a minute, you get 1/3 of the time 5% quicker. So it's effectively like 1.6% faster.
Right.
I guess it's a nice added bonus to an existing skill, but it's nothing to get excited about.
And Cthulhu says, you get your DCP back sooner to combat the fires that the Dutch are going to start. It's only while anti-air is active, yeah, so that's the point, is how often is that going to happen?
Yeah. They set you on fire, and then the AA is not shooting anymore, so you don't get the DCP quicker back because you used it just to put the fires out.
Right. Right, exactly. So to me, it's kind of meh. Let's see. Added effect at tier 3. 5% to the reload time of repair party for each potential damage value received equal to the ship's total HP. So, in this particular... Is this the new Dazzle, lol? In this particular one here, if you've got a ship that doesn't have a lot of hit points, let's go back to Lert's Odin, for example, right? When it takes hits, it will lose... It will, well... It's for reload time, repair party consumed for each potential damage value received equal to the ship's... Yeah, so the less health it is, the more potential damage it's gonna... It'll rack up potential damage quicker to trigger the skill, essentially, before a higher. So, say you've got 60,000 hit points, you need to do 60,000 potential damage to drop your reload time by 0.5% for reload party, or repair party, versus 100,000 hit points of damage, and then you have to do 100,000 potential. So... I don't know.
That was trash.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, I just took the easy way. Like, I took a Yamato. I was like, I'm looking at 100,000 hit points on a ship. So, if I've tanked 1,000,000 damage, then I have 5% quicker reload time. Let's make it even 2 million, so I have 10% quicker reload. So that drops my repair party from 80 seconds to 72 seconds. So I get 8 seconds quicker heal for a 3-point skill, but only after I've already tanked 2 million, and if I've tanked less, the skill is worse.
Right.
And it's also a little bit worse if I already use the consumable flag, because they don't add up but stack multiplicatively. It seems like...
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not against the idea of the skill, but the bonus for investing 3 points seems way too little.
Right, right.
Imagine what, like, just compare to what Adrenaline does for you for 3 points.
And the thing is, so it buffs your repair party, and you only have, you know, it's not like you've got an infinite number of repair parties. I would want to see this number change to like 2.5% or something, right? Because
Might be a bit too crazy, but
Well, what's the concept behind this skill? The concept behind the skill is this is supposed to be a buff for brawling battleships, right? This is supposed to make it so that it's more comfortable to get in and brawl because you're being shot at, and so you heal more so that you can survive the brawl. That's why people love the Massachusetts so much, right?
yeah, I guess. So you actually can survive in the brawl longer because you can heal quicker.
Yeah. So,
But I think, but if you make it too
Alvar0
good, then the
underscore
ship,
H is now
like, I don't want
following.
to say the ship is unkillable if you get your heal down too quickly, but I don't know, maybe 1% seems reasonable.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, how many times have you killed a ship that was still healing? You know, so just because it's healing doesn't mean it's invincible and it's gonna live. And if it's in the center of attention and people are and there's 5 targets shooting it, it doesn't matter if it takes 10% longer or 10 seconds longer to, you know, heal versus 10 seconds shorter. You're still going to die, right? So I agree, it's probably a wasted skill anyways, but that's why I'm saying, like, this number almost has to be high enough to get people to say, oh, so I can go in, I can get shot at, and I could heal, and then my next heal is available sooner, essentially. Um,
I would actually like, you know what this would make the skill good?
hmm,
If it wasn't reducing the cooldown of the skill, but instead increases the healing output.
yep, yep. So the raw amount of hit points, so it kind of acts like that flag that, yeah, what was it, India Bravo, I don't remember, but the one that buffs the heal, right? So if it acts
Mhm.
like that, or you could even have it so that it extends the duration of the heal, which would be really dirty in the hands of Conqueror players. But
Yes, Sharky, it's additive, but still, even if you have 20 times your ship hit points tanked, you only get a 10% bonus on your cooldown.
right,
So, as I said, you go from 80 seconds to 72.
ooh, that's what I mean. Like, to me, it just doesn't seem that important. But again, it's this is their introduction. And Wargaming can tweak things if they're not happy with what's happening. They've done that with other skills already. Okay, just catching up with chat. Hey, Dread Pirate Roberts. Right, exactly, Cthulhu. You burn to death in shorter margins than 8 seconds. Which brings us the point, right? Like, it's not going to keep you alive that much longer anyways. Maybe if you've been shot at a ton at the back of the map. But, yeah, let's not go there. Expert AA Marksman, bonus to reload time of the airstrike armament, including one of anti-submarine defense aircraft. Okay, so this is just anti-sub.
I mean, the Expert A marksman is again available on every single class, so for the cruisers, it does the airstrike bonus. For
Mm-hmm.
the battleships, it's for the
Mm-hmm.
anti-submarine aircraft.
Yep. Yep. Next one, instead of brisk, 5% to the main battery reload time, 5% dispersion of shells fired by enemies attacking your ship for each active fire on your ship. This one is pretty hilarious, right? So the idea is you want to be set on fire so that you can shoot your main battery more often, and it's harder for you to be hit. Because I guess the fire makes it really difficult for people to find you. This seems so silly.
It's bad. It's just, it's a trap.
It's a
The skill
trap!
is a pure trap.
And I mean, maybe I could see you trying it on the Conqueror.
That's probably the only ship, right?
Right.
Where you have the super heal going for it, because like this skill makes you want to not take fire prevention so that you can have an additional fire on you, so you get a better reload time, and you just die quicker because of the fires. Then
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yep. It's hard to target through the smoke. Okay, there you go. That makes sense then. Thanks, Duckman. Yes, 20% faster reloading Conqueror for being on 4 fires that they just hit the button and hit. Now, let's synergize that with this, we might have the old Conqueror heal timer back, guys. That might be kind of funny, actually. I don't know. Whatever. Let's move on. Improved secondary battery aiming. 10% to secondary battery reloading time. 10% to dispersion of secondary battery shells. Change the mechanics. Now this is pretty interesting. So you set a target on something, and you start with the main bonus of 10% dispersion. And then, over time, you gain more accuracy with your secondaries until you get to a 50% more effective accuracy on target. First of all, I love how it's minus 10% to dispersion, and then this says the activated effect is plus 50, so that's like it's going the wrong way.
Yeah, they
But
worded this really poorly, with one time talking about accuracy and one time talking about dispersion. They
Mhm.
should be consistent about it. Like, it's basically the same thing. Don't get confused.
yes,
Like, if you're shooting on the same target for 45 seconds, you actively have a total of 60%, which is the same value manual secondaries had prior to the rework.
mm-hmm.
Also, they have explained this a little bit further. It's not a linear increase over these 45 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You get 25% bonus within the first 10 seconds, and then another 25% over the remaining 35 seconds. So all you have to do is shoot at one target for like 10 seconds, and you have the 35% dispersion you have on the current skill.
Okay. So it's a slight nerf to like destroyers that you see that pop in and out, right? Because you can't get that accuracy buff. But against like cruisers or battleships that you're going to be hitting longer with your secondaries, over time you're going to see that extra yeah.
Yes and no, because you keep the bonus if you switch target, or you keep 75% of the bonus when you switch the target. So
Right.
if you have already been shooting at something before the destroyer pops up, you still have the buff.
Mm-hmm.
If you had nothing, then yeah, it's worse.
Mm-hmm. And Dutch, yes, a bonus can't be negative, right? I know. I'm just saying, like, it's just funny how one's a minus and one's a plus, but
I think this is good. This whole skill is good,
mhm.
especially since they baked in the reload time in that skill now too.
Yes,
Moved it off of the quarters combat.
right, right. So in general, you get the idea that Wargaming is trying to set this up so that a secondary battleship build is a possibility, which is
Yeah.
something that a lot of players have been very unhappy about since the rework hit, right? They said basically now there's only one way to play my battleship. It's the cookie cutter, uh, you know, um, defensive build, and that's it. So, I completely get that. Cruiser skills, pyrotechnician, talked about that already. Expert
What about
aim.
the close quarters combat?
Oh, well, you mentioned that earlier. And I don't know what else to say about
Yeah.
that. It's just
I mean, I want you to add something like, I think this is the skill now. It only buffs your main battery.
Right.
Only. It buffs your main battery reload while you have something in secondary range.
Correct.
So if you really want to go for the brawler build and focus on the secondaries, this is maybe the tier 4 skill you could drop to open
Yes.
up more points for the other skills like the vigilance and stuff like this.
Oh, absolutely. I would not do this at all. I would pick up improved secondary battery aiming instead. And like you said, now you got 4 points to pick up the couple of 2-pointers, or a 3 and a 1-pointer, or maybe you want concealment or fire prevention or what have you, right?
Yeah.
So that's all right. Now outnumbered is changing. Bonus to main battery accuracy and ship speed is now activated when there are not only more visible enemy ships than allies, but also the same number of them within firing range of your ship's main battery. Bonus will be active when there are both no enemy or allied ships within the firing range of your ship's main battery. Whew.
Still bad.
I mean,
I mean, it will be active now if you run away to A1. Good job.
I still see this as extremely situational. Maybe kiting cruisers. I don't know. Would it
I mean,
synergize with a Des
the
Moines
kiting cruiser is
Legendary?
still alone, right?
What?
Like, if you are the kiting cruiser, like, it would still require you that there is basically no other allied ship within your main battery range, or not many, which basically means you're out of position and you made a mistake in the first place.
Yeah, or
I'm
you.
honestly shocked they did not remove and rework this skill completely. Like, someone at Wargame must like this.
Yeah, so wannabe totally potato says no enemies, aka if it's invisible, it's not working. So I mean, it says it will active when there are both no enemy or allied ships within the firing range. So I guess that means like if you take a shot and you're behind an island and you don't have anybody nearby, friendly or enemy, and then maybe your gun bloom pops up and you get spotted, so now it's no longer active. Unless you go back to the first rule. I mean, this is like that meme where you know that woman doing math. I can't remember her name, but you know, with the chalkboard and all that kind of stuff going around your mind. Like all this stuff you have to think about to decide is outnumbered actually going to be active or not. Zhao is another one. Yeah, Schmeckles. I mean, it's just we've asked Wargaming several times for some sort of an indicator. Skill is active, skill is inactive, so that we know for ones that are triggered like this if it's actually working or not. And we are being told soon.tm. This is from the Games Workshop School of Rules Writing, right? All right, let's just move on. That will remain what I consider a noob trap. I don't see that changing at all anymore. AA Gunner. Okay. We've seen that already. Let's move on to Destroyer skills. Pyrotechnician, 15%. Okay, same thing. Extra heavy, bonus of 10% damage caused by depth charges. So because our AP shells are so heavy, our depth charges benefit from that. Okay. I mean, you...
I mean, they want to do something that buffs damage against submarines, I guess. But the thing is, in my testing against submarines, I killed one submarine with depth charges. Every other submarine was damaged and sunk by me with HE shells. So, and if you are already directly over the sub, so the depth charges deal the damage, it probably dies already. You don't need 10% more damage. So, I think if you're a destroyer that shoots AP, you take the skill. And if you're a destroyer that doesn't shoot AP for the most part, you just don't take that skill.
Yeah. This isn't going to cause me to want to take extra heavy AP unless I'm a destroyer that would already take it naturally anyways. That's just... There's no reason. So, I mean, German destroyers, sure. And, what, the Druid?
Maybe British destroyers, and yeah, the Druid for sure.
Yeah.
You could argue maybe on the Vampire too. Maybe Ragnar when it comes out.
M13 says, now you've solved the equation, here's one to crush your soul. I like that. Alright, well, that's it for destroyers. So they're not changing destroyers that much. And they're not changing aircraft carriers that much either. Just changing Hidden Menace. So here we go. Here's a bonus negative, Dutch. Added a bonus. Minus 50% of the height which planes have to reach to become invulnerable, either after an attack or after recalling them to the carrier by pressing F. With the skill, squadrons will reach the height at which they will become invulnerable to AA faster. This is nice.
It basically means that the planes will reach invulnerability at the same time as they would if you don't have that skill now. Because the skill itself slows down the plane by 50%. So if they have to climb 50% less, it equals out to the same again.
So the
The
thing,
skill is basically untakeable right now because of that reduced climb speed
hmm,
while having the same climb height. It means all your planes you send back basically die within the AA before they reach invulnerability.
right.
So you can't take the skill or you lose all the planes. Now you can take it if you want to. It's probably best for the upcoming Russian CVs and maybe for an Audacious with Legendary mod.
Hmm. Yeah, we did see an audacious legendary mod replay before, so yeah, I can see that.
I want to
Uh,
try it out.
Want to be totally potato? Yeah, I always call it effing off, or just I'm gonna tell my playing staff off. So yeah. All right, all players will have 100% discount on the commander skill resets. All the details will be announced later. That to me is the most important thing.
Hope
Um,
they make the model changes uh, for free too.
hmm,
Snowback 35 is now following.
that's true. You're talking about like moving a commander from one ship to the next.
No, not the commander moving. I mean the exchanging the modules, like the legendary module and the
Oh,
audacious and stuff like this.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Honestly, they should do all of that, right? They should do the modules because people can practice and try out the secondary stuff, and then you should also do it for moving commanders around because now you've got an opportunity to say maybe you want Lutyens on a battleship as a main instead of as a destroyer or as a cruiser or what have you.
Yeah,
So
maybe they do it the same way as they did the first time. I think the commanders changing on the ships, they gave a discount and they gave out some doubloons for free, so you could basically change it like 10 commanders for free.
mhm.
I don't think they make it zero in general because that would be way too generous for wargaming.
Yep, yep. Well, hey, regardless, whatever, it's been posted. Oh, they have an FAQ. Look at that. There's more information here because they clearly weren't clear enough the first time. So, there you go. And I'll post a link in the chat here, guys. I should have done it at the start, but this is the dev blog article that we're reading, okay? This is straight from the horse's mouth. So this isn't anybody trying to say something that Wargaming's not saying or what have you. This is directly from them. Okie dokie. Yes, it is, because a lot of people questioning about secondaries and how it's all going to work. All right, let's take a brief break and head over to Stream Raiders before we get to our next spicy topic, I should say. And here we go. Gonna run a 30-second ad and get into the game. Good, Shreyas. I do too. Four enemies remaining. And Snow Mongoose coming in first place. Nicely done, Snow Mongoose. Here you go. I get a healer scroll. That's neat. So I get to collect gold and tanky things. Alright, 3-star difficulty. Go ahead and drop down whatever unit you guys want. And let's get back to our discussion